On today's episode, we put pistons in.
Oh yeah!
Shiny new parts.
Shiny. Not as shiny, but shiny.
Shiny.
He does it. We're rolling.
Quick, okay. Alright, we're in.
Alright. Now we've been keeping this blue towel on there because the inside of the oil pan is still kind of gunky and we don't want that stuff, so we've been kind of doing that. So from what I understand, we got to have this thing at bottom dead center, which it almost is. Now it's at bottom dead center. And what we're going to do is we're going to start on number 1 and number 6. We're going to pull them first. And so the big thing is like, I'm not sure exactly how these rings go on. It's very confusing looking at the manual and stuff. And I've seen the new rings inside the box for these pistons. And it's like, it says 3 rings, but it's really 4 rings. And we're going to reuse the rings on this one if we can. So the plan is to pull this one, 2 of them, take one of them apart, transfer that over to the new pistons, and then put those back in using the other one we pulled as a guide. That's kind of...
Yeah, it sounds... that's pretty much it, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, go ahead and put that down there. Little rubber pieces, so we took some rubber hose.
Yeah.
Have no idea what size. Putting those over the bolts. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
I got it.
That's good enough. Just the tips of it. Just gotta get them on the tips. Okay. Alright, it's fine. Right. Now you get down there. Move this out of your way. Alright. It's very important that you capture the piston as it comes down. I'm gonna push it through. You just... After we've got to pull the gasket. We're stupid. It can rip if it has to rip. Pull that baby out. Straight down. There you go. Alright, I have this top ring right here, which is, I guess that's how it's supposed to be that loose. Then we have this other ring underneath it. And then we have that oil ring, I guess you could call it. Let's see. So I think what we're going to first do is we're going to move the, what's this called? These are rings, piston...
Tension ring?
No, I forget what it's called, people. It's the rod that goes through the piston that connects to the connecting rod. Connecting rod guide or something, I don't know what it's called. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, I have ARP studs for, or bolts for my rods. I don't remember buying those. Alright, let's see.
Well.
They went somewhere. Oh, there we go. And there's a connecting rod.
Hey.
Hello.
1 of 6.
Just got to try to transfer these rings to this one. And so I don't have to like break out the new ones. And because if I snap these, I'll put the new ones on. That's kind of the plan.
Rather snap the old ones than the new ones.
Yeah. So let's see. Some people are like, oh yeah, you can just do it with your hands. Just gotta work it out or something like that. I don't know. Let's see. I've heard of many different things with the internets.
Maybe try and warm it.
So what I've noticed is there's like some type of lettering on the top of it, so to the top side of it, I guess.
So that's how you know to line up the other one.
Yeah. See if I can work this guy out. Come on. Come on, you mother.
Now this is made out of weaker metal, right?
I have no idea what this is made
Okay.
out of. It's steel. I know that. People are like, why don't you use a piston ring pliers or whatever? It's like, we might go do that. We might go rent those.
Yeah.
We're figuring things out first.
Yeah. Budget people.
There we go. There we go. I don't know if this IN means inches or in.
Not a machinist.
Oh, this has to do with machinists. Just doing manufacturer stuff. I mean, these are .05 pistons, .5 pistons over, or 20 centimeters or millimeters. I can't remember which. So.
Amazon.
No, eBay.
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 Like the pliers.
Yeah, which we might go get just because I'm having.
Super hard difficulty.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I got this one into the other groove.
You worked it up into the other one.
Yep. Did I break it?
No?
Yep, I did.
You did?
Yep.
Okay.
Broke that one.
Oh,
Yeah, the other piece is.
right there. Alright, so puller.
Yeah. Well, what it is, it's not so much a puller. It's just it's
It's the
insulation.
pliers
A
to.
pair of pliers that connect something. So.
Yeah, to get back.
Okay. Now the question is that was this the ring that has to be cut, and shimmed in, or what? That's the big question. Because you have rings that you have to put into the block first, and measure the gap, and usually wear away a little bit of it till you get the right gap. Then you can put it on. And I don't remember if this is that ring or if it was the top ring. Don't know. So it is. Five sets of rings. This is like a.
It's got like a ring with a. Like
yeah,
a.
it's like an oil scraper or something. It's called.
Yeah.
But this one, these two go together.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 of them form a sandwich.
Yeah.
So that's how you get the 3 ring,
Yeah.
but it's really 5 pieces of metal.
Yeah. So we're gonna be right back after these messages to go get tools from the store.
Hardware store and cut.
Of a Lion, the all-new Toyota Cressida. Inside, the majestic body beats a powerful 24-valve, 190-horsepower engine. Plus, legendary Toyota quality. Quality that has made Cressida the most trouble-free new car sold 2 years in a row. Cressida for $89, the king of luxury performance sedans and the pride of Toyota.
So after going to 2 different stores, one of them twice, we've got the pliers and we got the compressor.
Yeah.
So yeah, so after getting
Yeah.
so we went to Advance, which is right across the street from Living. And they had this, but they didn't have this, so we were like, well, I'm going to AutoZone. And AutoZone had this, but didn't have this. We had to go back and get Advance and that.
Yeah, because at first we were trying to rent the other tool. And
I want to rent both tools.
yeah, we wanted to rent both tools, but you can't rent the pliers.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
So
we
weird.
yeah we don't know. And then the
The compressor.
yeah, you could rent that from AutoZone, but they couldn't find it.
Yeah, so the cost of renting it and buying is $10. It's like a $10 tools or something
Yeah.
like that. I don't know.
And who knows, you know, next car project we may end up needing it anyway.
So let's see.
Yeah, don't drop the tool.
I'm just trying to see like
How it works.
how to put them in here. Oh, I gotta do like this. That makes sense. There we go.
Okay.
So also on the ride, I looked up. The weird thing is like in the manual it says these like put the oil scraper with the 2 retaining rings on top of each other, then put the number 2 piston compression ring, and then put number. And I was so confused by that. But now that I've taken it out, let me turn this light on. I now know what it means by retaining rings, oil scraper to 2 retaining rings, and 2 compression rings. And it said, and they go up with the stamp face, and that's the writing goes up. And it's like, it was just one of those things where it's like I couldn't understand it until I took it apart and started messing with it. So,
It's like adult Legos.
yeah. All right, so this is our old piston. Yep. That's our new piston. So I'll put these on first, since these are the easier ones. All right, so lower side rail, which is these things, goes to the back corner of the piston. So this corner. So that gap goes here. And the other one goes here. And then number 2 compression goes here. And number 1 compression goes this way. That's where the gap is supposed to be. Yeah. Fancy.
Obviously, the gap is there for a reason.
Well, it's orientated. It's meant to orientate it a certain way.
Oh, okay.
So this one goes like this. Like a glove.
Oh
yeah. Like a glove.
Holy shit.
Okay. And we're going to put this one back on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet.
Sweet
Caroline. I think the orientation is what keeps it. Revelation?
There's these little grooves. You can't see them. Not on the camera. It's not going to let us find it. But yeah, there's these little.
Oh, I see it.
No, not on the piston. It's on the.
No. Oh, on the ring
the
itself.
other ring, yeah.
Okay.
Really hope I'm not fucking that up. Doing that. So I'm wondering if I have to assemble these first together.
Assemble it as one unit, then slide it on.
Because these little, you see the camera's over there. You see these little notches?
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
I think those sit on them. When I put them in separately, it's not sitting on them.
There's like a little track that it sits in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can barely see it in person.
Yeah.
Let alone on camera.
That.
Hey, you say that again?
So what we discovered on number 1. So is that I have to put in this piece first, then slide those other scrapers in so it can catch that lip. So that's what I'm doing this time. Let's see how much quicker. And once we did that, it fit much snugger the second time around.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Yeah, the oil catcher has
Scraper.
The oil scraper sits farther back against the wall.
Yeah, inside the piston.
Inside the piston than the.
I mean, instantly
retaining
already.
rings.
Now it's in there.
Yeah.
Because what it is these little rings are pinching the scraper into the side of the piston.
Yeah.
So yeah. And Jacob was asking, why do you have to have the pistons facing different directions? It's so that there's no one area where all the gaps are open for compression, because you could lose compression, oil could get by, gas could get by. It's at least there's always at least some way down. There's like a some type of
block.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just have to make sure the orientation stays when we go to put the compressor on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this one I've snapped twice now.
It's also like the stiffest.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on pins and needles here, folks.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, the rings aren't expensive to buy. It's just I'm gonna wait for shipping.
That's the problem. We're impatient. Both of him and I are a little impatient when it comes to.
So we're done.
Yeah.
You know, we say that, but how many weeks have we been working on this?
Longer than most.
Yeah.
Remember that deadline of going to EYB?
What? EY?
No, not EYB. Yeah. Oh, right, yeah.
Boom.
I thought that
Who's your daddy?
snapped.
Who's your
I
daddy?
thought that.
So it says on this the TSRM that there's an indentation or protrusion for which direction the rods are, and I'm putting it back in the way it was, which is basically this little number that's on the rod for what cylinder, or not what cylinder.
What? Casting mark?
Casting mark, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like this weird casting mark. Because this one, it's like, it's on the exhaust side. I'm trying to think of a way to put it, but it's on the exhaust side, so that's where we're kind of just keeping with. It works.
It'll work. It'll work. We'll be fine.
We're sending it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sent.
On a pallet.
Yeah. All right. So loop it up, Johnny. Weird thing is, trying to put these in, and it's like.
Yeah, it's a really tight clearance for what it is.
All right. So this
Which,
is
again, makes sense.
exhaust.
You got both clips pointing down?
I thought they had to be, but they're I don't think so.
Ah,
Because they eventually are gonna move.
Okay. So just as long as they're in that groove.
Yeah. And I'm just using a screwdriver to make sure they're seated all the way.
Yeah. Because last thing we need is throwing that.
Give me the hammer. Rubber mallet. Alright guys, so last night me and Jacob was able to get two of the injectors. God damn thing. Two of the injectors on the injectors. What am I talking about?
Piston.
Injectors?
Yeah, pistons.
I was looking up fuel injectors on my phone before Jacob arrived. But we got two pistons installed. It was a bitch because this guy fucked up. So what I didn't do was we lubed up the cylinder walls, and Jacob even said, don't we need to lube up this? I was like, nah. So we didn't lube up the piston rings on the piston. We didn't lube up the compressor. And it just got stuck. And it got stuck in number one, and we had to spin the motor back around, knock the connecting rod to knock it back out. Oh, guys, it was a worrisome moment.
Yeah.
Once we got it apart, lubed it all up. So funny, when we lubed up and we went to put it back in.
Yeah, it went a little too fast.
Yeah, we were like, I was hitting it with the hammer. Doo, doo, doo. As soon as it got out of the compressor, it just went swoop, right to the crankshaft and seated itself immediately. You know. So yeah. But then number 6 went really easy like that. So
yeah.
we're gonna finish up the other 4 today, and hopefully be done with that.
Yeah.
It's a spinny boy.
Very speedy. Very dusty too.
Yeah, my sister washed clothes and used a dryer, and we have that elusive dryer vent right back there. So good thing this was all covered up last night. Yeah. So what I noticed last night when we were mucking about is that I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but you see at the top of that stud it's stamped ARP. So that means that I forgot that I had the rod bolts replaced with ARP rod bolts. Like I said, this motor was rebuilt by someone else. Like I brought it to machine shop, but I brought all the supplies to them. So it's kind of interesting that I did that. I completely forgot. I mean, it's been like I said, 13 years since I rebuilt this thing. Totally forgot stuff like that. How am I supposed to remember all these things?
Yeah.
Huh? How am I supposed to remember all these things?
Write it down. It's also one of those things. It's like it's very. You don't know it's there unless you remember it's there.
Yeah. Well, it's also like, see, we're video documenting this for YouTube and stuff, and back then YouTube was very much in its infancy. No one was really doing that sort of thing. People on the forums were, but
yeah, YouTube wasn't nowhere near what it is now.
yeah. So different times. Yeah, so the reason we're reusing a lot, you might be wondering, like, why are they reusing the pistons, the pins, and all that stuff? Is because these are super cheap pistons. So I'm going with the assumption that, so manufacturing-wise, to make this kit as cheap as possible, certain things aren't going to be up to quality. I'm going to guess the pins and the piston rings. Like, these will be as good as quality as they can get them because you can actually, they're a big part, you can see them. But I think that's where the quality will have gone down to make it cheap. So I'm reusing what I know is good stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the reasoning behind it. If I'm correct, the rings and the pins and everything are milling parts, which is usually what you see in most people buy milling stuff as a standard OEM replacement, so to speak.
Carefully.
Carefully remove rings. Oh, so
Yeah.
This is number 2, guys. This is the
Yeah.
one that had all that detonation. All those little pits is from an explosion that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and that's the major reason why we're replacing these, because these right here had little stamps in them from the intake valves hitting, but I could have taken a deburring tool and deburred that a little bit. Compression would have been a little bit off because that's another spot, but I could remove a hot spot to prevent detonation.
Yeah.
But this one's just way too fucking long.
Yeah.
Too long.
That one you'd have to shave so much off of it that.
Well, it's just too much. It's on the sides.
Yeah.
It's just all. It's everywhere. And it's just. And you can't buy one piston.
No.
So that's another thing. I couldn't buy one piston, so since I had to buy a set of 6, I'm just gonna replace all 6. They're like right. My dirty ass fingernails. Right here. Can you see those?
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah. So these little notches on both sides. That's where the ring sits on top, on both sides, and pulls this oil scraper ring, whatever, into the little notch. So you have to put that on first before you put those little rings on. Ring around the piston.
Pocket full of compression. I don't know I don't know how to make the rest of it go.
Pocket full of compression.
Oh
Sparks
no.
go off, explosions.
Oh.
And then the pistons all go down, down, down to make power. Power. Alright, so that's that there one. And now it's all super neat and tidy.
Yep.
We're not going to film all these, folks. I know we're
Yeah.
just, you're all like, oh my god, it's such riveting action. We're not going to film, we're just filming.
Yeah.
Since we figured out everything last night, we're filming one set.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to tackle from there.
I mean, still pins and needles since we, snapped 2 of them.
Shh. Might have edited that out already.
Oh, yeah, edit, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little notch just to catch it, like most snap ring stuff.
Yeah.
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 Oh, stupid.
Backwards?
No. If you're at home, can you figure out what Carl just fucked up on? Put the rod in. Jacob's like, I don't know, what did Carl do? What did Carl do? Okay, now I gotta remember how this goes. So
Snug, snug, snuggy, snug.
Snug.
Snug light.
there's no what's the T?
Twisted Tea?
Twisted Tea?
Yeah, that's
For
the new
those
thing.
people who are watching this, this was filmed at the time of the Twisted Tea incident
Yeah.
of 2020.
To just date this for all future generations.
Well, even when I put this up, it's going to be weeks from now when I put this up. So just date me. Just y'all know to give y'all a time frame. Ratchet in action. So since we have studs on the engine, it's kind of hard. We have to kind of line this thing up with the opening studs. Because last night we were trying to put number 6 in, and the we couldn't even get the skirts in. We're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Come to find out, part of this little handle was hitting one of the studs, and it wasn't allowing the pistons to line up perfectly with the hole.
Yeah.
So don't want to hit it hard like last night when we did number 1.
Yeah.
And it just went whoop.
Baby taps.
Yeah. Last night it was so bad, guys. With the thing, I would hit it and it wouldn't move at all. But now this one, it's like
Slowly.
yeah. Let's light it up for the people at home.
Player for, yeah.
Yeah. So like doing that wouldn't do nothing. But see, I just whoop.
Yep.
Look at that.
Voila. Rebirth.
Yeah. So we're gonna knock out this one.
Yep.
And we're gonna come back to you guys when we torque it down.
Yeah.
Turdy. Got that ARP lube on there.
Yep.
Ooh, lube.
Gotta make sure they're nice and not gonna throw.
Throw rod.
Yeah.
They're nice and tight, not too tight. Because it's all about proper tightening. Son of a bitch. So what I just did there, folks?
Yeah.
Put another roll.
Yeah.
It holds things.
It holds. It's like a fanny pack.
Yeah.